challenges, trials, tribulations. Like when we are faced with adversity, how do we handle it? We're talking about that in this video. Don't quit, never, never. This is a part of a series called The 7 Habits of a Remarkable Christian Business Coach. I would highly encourage you to go through all of them. It's something that that spun out of over the years that I put together from Stephen Covey's book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And when we embrace habits, when we embrace being intentional on how we want to live, especially when it comes to building a profitable business coaching practice as a believer, we want to be very intentional about what we're doing, how we're doing it, and why we're doing it. And so we want to follow principles. We want to follow habits. And this habit is about not giving up. Don't quit, never, never. I'm going to read to you the actual description about this one habit. And it's cultivate a spirit of perseverance inspired by biblical principles of enduring to the end. This habit is a reminder about holding fast to your faith and to your goals, even in the face of adversity. Remember, the path to success is paved with persistence, and with God by your side, there is no obstacle too great to overcome. Now, here's the reality, and this really kind of is holistic about life in general. But most people don't achieve what it is that they are dreaming about, what they desire, or whatever, because they give up. The challenges arise and they quit. The issues that they face are uncomfortable, and rather than learning through them, they just quit. Well, I'm here to tell you that I don't care what business that you build, especially a coaching business, that you are going to face challenges. There are going to be unknowns. There are going to be moments that, man, this is amazing. And there'll be times where this is really tough. Those who persevere and walk through all of that, they get on the other side and build profitability in their business. Few things with the number 4. 4 things I want to share with you in this to really put yourself in a mindset and put yourself in an active state to embrace an attitude, to embrace a mindset to not quit. The first is holding fast to your faith. As a believer, in what we have in our network, in our coaching network, it is a Christian business coaching network. And no question that the foundations about everything we do stems from biblical principles and faith. So we start first with knowing that every single thing that I'm going to do, good, bad, and indifferent, the knowns and the unknowns, I'm holding fast to my faith. And that's where perseverance begins. It begins with a strong foundational faith, because without it, we got nothing. Without it, we're just kind of alone. Without it, we're just kind of walking through the wilderness and we just have zero compass about where we're going and how we're going to deal with whatever's going to come. But we want to trust in God's plan and to believe that He's going to guide us through every single challenge. The scripture verse that you're very familiar with, Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I mean, do you believe that? And I want to encourage you to believe it, and not to just believe it, but to hold on to a scripture like that through every single thing that you do. I've experienced it. We help a lot of guys that go through this as well, that there's going to be moments, and sometimes we don't exactly have the answer. The answer may come weeks or months down the road. This is the reason why we cling to our faith. All right. So every single day, we want to start with prayer. Every single day, we're asking God for guidance. Every single day, we're going to not just, and you may be on the fence about, praying to avoid problems, but I would encourage you, because I don't know that you can really avoid problems in life in general. I would just encourage you that to season my heart and my attitude, that the challenges that come, you'll give me wisdom. That the times and the things I don't know what to say, I don't know how to respond, you'll give me the words. Pray every single day to prepare you for those moments. And, just a little bit, you've probably heard the 1% gains. If you get a little bit better, your strength is increasing, your endurance is increasing, your mindset is expanding. God's helping you so that when these moments come, you're holding on to your faith. The second is that with that, you then want to begin to get to set very clear and faith-aligned goals. Now we have, I think it's habit number 5. It's all about setting purpose-driven goals. Okay? And this is where intentionality is absolutely important. Jeremiah 29:11 says this, "For I know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope." Planning, being intentional, matters. And the coach that doesn't, and they don't have great plans, they don't follow the plans that they have and create, they typically struggle. And so, one of the ways to avoid the overwhelm through the challenges is to walk through them with a plan. Period. And we can go through scripture, where there were plans that were followed. And so we have this blueprint. We have this guide that suggests plans are purposeful. Plans are there's a reason for them. And on top of that, a big plan is I'm going to grow my perseverance through my faith. Like that should be a strategy and a tactic and an intentionality that you grow. It's something that you're never done, because every day you get a little bit better. And over time, you're growing and maturing in your faith through building your business, the clients that you work with, the prospects that you work with, the challenges that they bring. I was on a call yesterday with one of our coaches, has a really big opportunity. But the opportunity and some of the pieces inside the opportunity were unfamiliar to them. And rather than, it clearly doesn't want to mess it up, but he's a little bit overwhelmed, a little bit overthinking things. And this is where, asking God's guidance and wisdom comes into play scripturally to help us in a moment just like that. That's the reason why we want to stick to habits, biblical habits, that is, to endure our faith for the long term. And then the next is leaning on God and community. God created us to be with others. It is nearly impossible to try to do anything alone and be able to go through it where there's challenges. And certainly building a business, and certainly in an environment where, as a coach and a consultant, there's a lot of time on your own. There's a lot of time by yourself, and that can be a struggle. That can be a challenge. This is where the enemy tends to kind of jump in and give you those thoughts of doubt, those thoughts of I can't do it, those thoughts of I'm not good enough, those thoughts of that I don't have the experience enough, those thoughts of why will somebody listen to me, and so on and so on and so on. So we want to lean on God in our community. Don't be alone. Don't go in alone. Galatians 6:9 says, "And let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up." Well, we need people around us. One of the things that we do in our coaching community, every week we get together with a mastermind on Tuesdays and build one another up. We go through trainings. We talk about challenges. We talk about celebratory moments, and everything in between. And that community, invests into other people. That community lets something, to coaches to get things off of their chest, or at least to be able to ask for prayer for help and thoughts and ideas and so on. That's why community matters. Do not do this alone. If you're coaching right now, I will tell you, and you feel alone, you need to change that, because it's not going to get easier by yourself. And I understand everybody's personalities are a bit different. We have some that are extroverts. We have some that are introverts. Even if you are more introverted, I want to encourage you to get around community, especially getting around in a community of those who are doing what you're doing, that are of faith, who can build you up, pray with you, and really help you through the seasons that you're going through. And the last is to embrace challenges as growth opportunities. I want you to think about that. Embrace challenges as growth opportunities. A lot of people, we want to avoid the pain. And trust me, who wants pain, right? But if we're realistic, we understand that there's going to be painful moments in life, in just about every category in life, no matter where you go, who you're with, or whatever. Now, some may have more, some may have less. Some people may bring pain upon themselves by poor choices and so on. I know that I have in my years, for sure. But James 1:2-3 says, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you are faced with trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance." So I want to encourage you to shift your mindset away from, I want to avoid the pain, to understanding that I can learn from the pain to produce more perseverance so that I can really adapt. I can handle challenges as I grow my business, as I get more clients. The more challenges that I have, I'm able to handle them, not so much just easier, but I can handle them better. And we use those challenges to learn. We use those challenges to grow. We use those challenges and we ask God, take these challenges and continue to refine me and to make me into the individual that you're calling me to be, so that I can add value and so that I can, really invest into the lives of those people who are growing businesses in my community or whoever you're going to coach. And so I think that when we shift our mind away from avoiding pain to handling the pain to grow me and to mature me. Here's something that happened this week where there was a challenge that I had. And into my prayer time, my journaling time, I kind of wrote down, this has been a huge issue for me at a personal level. And then I realized through prayer that because I didn't have enough experience in this area yet, that the way I was looking at it was actually unrealistic. And so here I am constantly talking about, God, why is this happening? Why cannot we figure this out? And blah, 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 blah. And all the time, I'm not really experiencing what I thought I was experiencing because I was unrealistic in my view. And so I think that when we adopt this idea of, you know what? I know I'm going to face some challenges. I know I'm going to face some issues. I pray I make good choices to avoid some that I bring on myself, but I know that things are going to come up. And so God, I'm going to ask you to truly help me to be able to see what I can, give me the wisdom to go through it and build me up to get me on the other side so I'm better for it in the end. And so then I can use that experience to add value and to invest into someone else. Okay. So don't quit. Never quit. Never. If you really want to build a profitable business coaching practice as a believer, you're going to have issues. You're going to have challenges. But those who don't quit, they get on the other side and they experience joy. They experience a lot of celebration. They're able to get multiple clients, invest into those clients where they're growing their business, and you're a part of that. All right? That's a huge part of what we're called to do as believers, as coaches. And I know that you can too. I hope that adds value to you. I hope it makes sense to you. This is an appetite for life, not something that you're going to do for this year. You don't quit. You never quit, ever. Go from there. All right? Take care.